Welcome to my 12-week bodybuilding program. I'm so glad that you've joined. I wrote this program with you in mind. I wanted to write a program that would be like a personal trainer in a book, that would give you everything that you needed to accomplish the goals that you wanted, how to train in the gym and be confident to walk in there and know what you're doing. What I want you to do is download the program and read through it. Go through everything, read it all. Maybe it'll be overwhelming to you, maybe it won't. It depends on where you're at in your journey. I wanted to write a program that would be something that a beginner could use or something that somebody who's a little more advanced can use. And I wanted you to be able to take these tools and implement them to help you learn how to slowly over time accomplish the goals that you have. Before you start this program, I want you to take progress photos. Take the photos. It's important because along the journey, things are going to change and you're going to go up and down, but those photos are going to give you a mark of where you started and help you to track your progress along the way. So take your progress photos and take those measurements. The scale only shows you a little bit of the picture. There's going to be times where you're going to be gaining muscle and losing weight, but those things are going to even out. And so what you want to do is have those photos and those measurements you can track. There may be a couple weeks that go by where you don't lose any weight, but guess what? Your clothes start to fit better. That is progress because that's happening as you're building muscle and losing fat. So don't get discouraged if the number on the scale doesn't move, and please don't put all of your victories into the scale. The scale is a good tool to use because it helps us to see if there's massive changes going on. But it's not so much you're going to fluctuate up and down as you train. You're going to retain water because your muscles are going to swell a little bit because you're training and you're putting them under pressure. So don't get so caught up into the numbers. They're a good tool to use, but we need the whole picture. So do your measurements, do your photos, and about every 4 weeks, redo those. And that's going to give you a little bit of a tool to see the changes. Next, we're going to talk about modifications. Modifications are so important because not everybody's at the same level. And just because an exercise is there doesn't mean that you have to totally master that. This is how you learn. So if there is an exercise in here that you just think you can't do or haven't done or don't understand, then I want you to be okay with making a modification. Sometimes you can make a modification that just changes it a little bit, and sometimes you have to find a totally different exercise to do. That's okay. Let's talk about squats. If you've never done a squat before, it's okay. Don't feel overwhelmed. The squat is there to give you something to work towards. The squat is an essential movement as we age, as we grow. You need to learn how to squat. Do you sit down and stand up? Yes, that's a squat. Do you have to sit on the toilet? Do you want to be able to do that for many years? Yes, that is a squat. So what I want you to do, if you cannot do a barbell squat, that's okay. Find a bench, sit on the bench, move yourself towards the front of the bench a little bit, just a tiny bit, so you're able to stand up and sit down. That's a squat. So I want you to do that for how many reps it says to stand up and sit down, stand up and sit down. Start there. It's okay. You'll get a feel for the movement. Then maybe the next time you do it, next week, the week later, or you feel comfortable doing that, grab some dumbbells. Put some dumbbells on your shoulders. Now do the squats with the dumbbells on your shoulders. That's okay. Progress. Work your way up. You may get through this 12-week program and never do an actual barbell squat, but you've learned the movements and you've increased your weight with some dumbbells. That is a win. Maybe you'll start back through this program again from the beginning, and this time you'll be able to do it with a barbell squat. So make the modifications that you need that help you to accomplish what you need to. Also, if there's a movement in there and your gym doesn't have the equipment or don't have the availability to do it, then get online and search what is an alternative for whatever the movement is. And it'll give you alternatives that you can do that are different movements that work the exact same muscles. Then sub those in, and then you will work your way through it. So that's modifications. What you don't want to do is you don't want to make too many changes to the program, because a program is written with a certain thing in mind and a certain way to help build and teach you the movements that you need. Another thing to talk about is reps and sets. So a set is how many sets of that movement you're going to be doing. And then the reps are how many reps you're going to do each set. So if it says 4 times 15. What you're going to do is you're going to do that exercise 4 times, and each time you do it, you're going to do 15 repetitions of it. So if you're doing a hammer curl, or just a hammer curl, and it says 4 times 15, you're going to take that first set and you're going to do 15 reps of that. Then you're going to rest for a minute, 60 seconds. So everybody's different, a minute and a half, and then you're going to go back and you're going to do another 15 reps until you've done that 4 times. I hope that makes sense. Moving on from that is if you have something that says 20 reps and you literally picked a weight that you think you can get through the exercise and you just can't, it's okay to drop that weight, pick up a lighter weight, and go through. What you need to do is learn what weight you need. You want to get through almost all the reps with having those last few reps feel like, whoo, this is burning. I don't know if I'm going to get through it, and get through it. If you pick up a weight and you can only get through half of the reps, then the weight is too heavy. You need to change and pick a lighter weight. Also, if you max out, it says 20 reps or 15 reps, and you max out 5 reps below that, but there is no way you know that you can't do any more reps, that's okay. Just stop and call it a day at that rep. But what you want to do is, as the weeks go on, you want to work your way up to being able to accomplish the amount of reps that it's asking you to do. But don't feel defeated if you can't get through it. It's made to challenge you. It's made to push you past what you're willing to push yourself. So work hard to get towards that. But if you don't make it, don't be defeated. Let's talk macros. Macros can be overwhelming to so many people. Don't get overwhelmed. If you've never tracked macros or don't understand macros, I've given you a calculator that you can go in and plug in your information, and it's going to break down the macros for you. It's going to tell you how many grams of each you need to have, and it's going to give you the ratio breakdown for each one of those. The calculator I'm giving you, you're able to go in there and enter those numbers, and then go into right above that, and explains it in the program. You're able to go right above that, and you're able to adjust those numbers to get the right macros that you need. Now, every 4 weeks, you're going to go back to this program and you're going to adjust your macros, because it's a different phases, and we're trying to help you to build muscle, but also lose the fat that you don't want. So those macros are important. If you don't understand how to track macros and you don't understand any of that, don't get overwhelmed. I'm also going to link below an app that will help you to plug those numbers in and to track your food. What's important is that start where you are, okay? If you've never done this before, what I want you to do is I want you to start tracking for a week, every meal that you eat. No judgment. This is just for you to get a baseline of where you're at. What you're going to do is you're either going to be like, oh my gosh, now I know I'm putting on weight. I'm eating way, way too much food, way too many calories. Or you're going to say, ooh, I don't eat enough of this. I need to eat more protein. I'm not getting enough protein. What that is going to be a baseline to help you see. If you don't meet those goals every day, it's okay. It's a baseline. You don't want to starve yourself. You need the proper nutrition to feed your muscles. So what I want you to do is to track for a week. And usually tracking for a week will help you learn how to kind of put food combos together. It's going to tell you how much you need to eat probably at each meal. So it's going to help you see that. If you go over or you go under, then it's going to help you go, okay, I ate too much fats. I just eat way too much fat, so I need to take that down, but I don't need enough carbs or I don't need enough protein. So I need to take less of these types of foods and eat more of these types of foods. And over time, you're going to be able to start to know how you eat and see where things add up, where you can make changes. So for a week, just how you normally eat, just eat that way. If you want to dive all in cold turkey, go in cold turkey. But a lot of times people fail because they go in too much too quickly. So take that first week, start to learn how to do it. This app that I'm going to link below will give you a way to scan the food that you're eating and calculate it. Do your best. It may not be 100% accurate, but what it's going to do is it's going to give you a baseline so you know where to at. And what the goal is that eventually you start to learn how to eat on your own, and then you're able to kind of just not have to track everything so much because you know what you need to eat. And then maybe you'll get 6 months down the road and you're doing great and you start to go, maybe things are off. Start tracking again. That's the first place that I always start when I start to notice that I'm getting a little bit off a track, is I start to calculate what I'm eating again. And a lot of times I find little places where I can make changes that will help me. And then also with nutrition, you want to pick nutrition that is dense. You want to fuel what you're doing. If you're eating things that aren't fueling what you're doing, you're going to be burnt out, you're going to be foggy brained, you're not going to have any energy, and you're not going to be able to make it through the workouts and or make it through the day. You know that our body needs a certain amount of calories and nutrition just to function. Our organs need it. Our brain needs it to function. So when you start getting a little bit of a like foggy brain, you notice if you're hungry, all of a sudden you can't think straight. You can't that. It's because those parts of your body are shutting down to help your body to function. If that's not important, but your organs are important, it's going to feed that first. So make sure you're getting enough nutrition to actually feed your body to function throughout the day on top of now this continued activity. So the calories may seem like a lot to you at first, but trust the process. Get your protein. Make your protein a priority. Your muscles need the protein in order to build down, to build up and repair. You're tearing those muscles apart. You're putting micro tears in those muscles every time you work out. And then when they repair, they callus over, and that's how we build our muscle. And so what you need to do is make sure you're fueling those muscles so they can repair properly to help with not getting injuries. And so there's a little bit about macros. I hope this helps you. If you have any other questions, or you have any other concerns, or the things that you're wondering about or don't know, please message me. Send me a private message. Ask me. I will get back to you as soon as I can. On top of that, I've created this Facebook group to help you be able to get encouragement from other people. Be an encourager, but also go there for encouragement. If you have questions or things like, hey, what do you do for this? I don't know what to do this. Put it in the group chat and have people to help you be able to navigate through that. I will monitor that. I'm always going to give advice when I feel like advice is needed. But also don't be embarrassed and don't feel like any question is too small. Like, oh, that's a stupid question. I'm not going to ask that. There's no stupid questions. We're all learning. We all have to start somewhere and we're all growing. My background in health and nutrition is my passion. And I want to help you to reach your goals. I hope that this gives you the information and some tools that you need to get started. Sorry the video is a little long, but I wanted to make a welcome that would help you to achieve the things you have. Be patient with yourself. Love where you are so that you can get to where you're going. Thank you. Bye-bye.